Hello everyone, I'm Casper Kuma and welcome to Perfect Love. This game contains bullying, manipulation, drugs, cruel MC, blood, violence, toxic relationship, blackmail, yanderes. Okay, if you don't like it, there you go. There's your triggers. I understand. Let's play. Here we go. What's up with your eyeballs? Oh yeah, this game has like a lot of endings. Depending on how many endings, I don't know how many we'll actually do, but let's just do it. For a while you were obsessed with the idea of a specific love. Not the type that was advertised in romance books or romantic movies. Not the type that grows together, that supports each other, the type that others envy. You wanted the type that corrodes and suffocates. The type that held on to you, clinging and begging to be loved. Who could only think about you, to only have you, whatever cost. You had dated countless people to find that love, all failures. It was never enough, and it would never be enough. You discarded them all aside and decided, if no one could give you the love you craved, then you would create someone who could. Wouldn't that be fun? My name is not Eris. It's Casper! Casper. Is that so? Oh wait, did they make us? Maybe we shouldn't be Casper. Well then, let's begin. You remember when you first met him, the person who you would create the perfect love from. College life was dull as normal, classes to studying to group calls. While walking aimlessly, you heard the cries of a poor individual. Oh wait, maybe we're the yandere, maybe. A student in the corner mercilessly taunting and beating up a poor victim. Despite already graduating into college, it seems some students still keep their bullying habits from high school. Please, I completed the assignment like you said. Why are you? Come on, Milo. You know why it has to be like this. Who's the one who tried to out us for to the profs? We're the only ones who even tolerate you, you know? We're your only friends. And friends, well, they don't just snitch on other friends. I swear, I didn't. It wasn't. What a sad sight to see. You almost felt bad. Almost. You walked up to them casually. Move, you're causing a disturbance. What are you? Turning to you, flinches visibly, shrinking away in fear. Did you hear me? I didn't think. Leave. You can almost hear him whimper as he ran away, his tail between his legs. Oh, so he already is familiar with our crazy. Okay. Gracefully, you walk to the victim, pulling him up by the arm. Thank you. He stumbles forward and leans on you before stumbling and adjusting himself. Sorry, I didn't mean to... Those friends of yours are rather cruel, aren't they? He looks up at you for a bit, startled. Well, I can't blame them. I transferred only a bit ago, and I'm still not used to being in such a new area. They took me in when I had nobody else. So, whether I like them or not, it's better than being alone. You see, now, I don't think that's true. If the other people are, like, beating the living crap out of you, I think you're better off being alone. Like, do you really want to get beat up every day instead of just being, like, a little bit lonely? I don't know. Pick up a video game, get a different hobby. I feel like that's much better than being bullied. Especially since my family's so far away. He looks up to you with resolve. But you were able to scare them away so easily. How did you? It's pretty simple, really. They know not to mess with me. You need to know how to speak their language, that's all. Speak their language. He hesitates, biting his nails a bit. Why did you save me? You just did it because you felt sorry for me, right? I mean, I get it. It's just we're in some of the same classes, right? You just want me to do your homework, so I understand. I did it because I was worried about you. I don't care about making you do my homework. Worried about me? Of course, who wouldn't be worried about someone being bullied? Well, it seems that at least I did. Milo seems silent at first, but eventually speaks up. This may be a bit presumptuous, but could you teach me how to stand up for myself like you did? You look at him, your gaze not wavering. Milo Change. You is that his last name, Change? Now I understand why he's being bullied. You transferred only last year, correct? I believe you're taking kinesiology, and you have some pretty impressive grades. How did you know that? I keep an eye on things to have my interest. If I had known you were being bullied, I would have stepped in sooner. Milo turns a shade of pink after hearing that you had an interest in him. It was hard not to keep an eye on him. He always glanced at you whenever you passed him by. We had some of the same classes after all. You could always feel him watching, even when you weren't looking at him. Maybe he's the yandere. That's a little creepy. Lonely. He has a crush on you, isolated from his family and others like him. Meek and obedient. Perfect. You want me to teach you? If you could. Alright, I don't mind. On one condition. You reach out your hand expectedly. Date me. He's so shocked that he nearly falls over. You can't help but smile. Date, but I... He laughs awkwardly. Of course, you just want to mess around with me, right? That's so funny. There's no way that you'd actually like me. Don't say stuff like that. It sounds like you're already rejecting me. Especially since you're quite the catch. Milo turns beet red, unable to speak for a second. But a date? But we just met, and I don't know if I'm ready for... Milo, calm down, alright? The only way to get to know someone more personally is if you date them. Think of it as... a test run. How can you know if you don't try, right? I guess that's true. But I think I'd like to date someone I could spend my life with. It's kind of cheesy when I say it out loud. How perfect. I feel the same. I'd only date someone if I could depend on them for all my life. So then, I mean, but how would you know unless if you got to know them first? You know? It seems like a high bar to set for your first date. So then, let's make it count, shall we? You hold out your hand again and he tenderly holds it. You won't betray me, right? Oh, don't worry about that, kid. I'm gonna lock you in my basement, apparently. It's just that people in the past would jokingly... Why would I do such a cruel thing, Milo? Can't you just trust me, the one who saved you? His face looks up with a bit of surprise. Saved me? I don't like those eyeballs disappear. Oh, I can give him a new one if I put my mouse there. That's right. So then, from now on, I am your... girlfriend. Please treat me well. My girlfriend. He smiles nervously and taps his feet happily. I've never had someone like that. So I'm not sure what to expect. What kinds of things should I do with my girlfriend? How about we come up with a nickname for each other? Nickname? Well... What do you think would be a good nickname? Let's see. How about my... pet. What do we do? I mean... If we're gonna be honest here, I think that's what's gonna happen to him. Or maybe victim. We'll go with pet. That seems... We'll see what he says. My pet. But pet? That nickname is... Why? Do you not like it? I think it's rather cute. Or do you think I chose wrong? You can see him fidgeting with his fingers. No, pet is fine. Despite any possible complaints, you could see that he enjoyed being gifted a nickname. My pet. My pet. I feel so special. My pet. It feels nice to be special, doesn't it? Well then, my pet. My classes are starting soon. Oh, so soon? I'll miss you. Clingy. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean... It's alright, I think it's very cute, my pet. Don't try to dance around me. I am your girlfriend after all. I'll accept all of you, so long as you do the same. Do you accept all that I am? Yes, of course I do. Good, that makes me happy. You walk a few steps before stopping. Before I do, shall we set a time for a date? A date? So soon? No need to fret, my pet. It's just a way for us to get to know each other better. And so I can teach you how to stand up for yourself. Meet me at Split Path at 7 p.m. and we can go somewhere fun together. I have a couple of good places. Oh, okay, Split Path. Don't be late, Milo. Ooh. As you walk by, you can feel Milo's gaze boring in on you. I think we might have to be a little concerned about Milo. Something about that face says not all there with us. Watching as you left him behind. The start of an obsession. At 7 p.m. you come to the Split Path and see Milo pacing about. Oh, okay. Be courteous and on time. Compliment her and don't forget to... Milo? Jumping, Milo fumbles the flowers that he brought with him. You brought flowers too? I feel bad. I should have brought something as well. No need. I just thought, I want to get something as beautiful as my girlfriend. What a charmer. You almost feel bad for what you're gonna do with them. Almost. Thank you for the flowers. I will try to gift you something later tonight in return. Although the flowers might not be suitable for what we'll be doing. What are we doing? Oh, really? I'm sorry, There's no need to blame yourself. I never told you what we were going to do after all. I'll keep them safe in my bag for now. Taking the flowers, you carefully place them in your bag. Where should we go then? Maybe we should get to know each other? Like, I actually really enjoy sewing. Maybe later. There's some more important things to attend to. There's actually 2 places we can go, although drastically different. The first place is a battering range. No, not a battering range. A batting range. I was like, what? It might be nice to exercise a bit. Your perfect love needs to be strong. Not in just strength, but in rage. To watch him crush your enemies to gain your love. To watch him forced to get what he pleases. A devotion with violence is an important asset. I'm sure he has some rage after being bullied for so long. The second is a party on the other end. It might be nice to socialize with others, to get them on our side. A perfect place to teach him how to manipulate others. Perfect love with the power to sway those around him, to do his bidding for him. A silver tongue and a charismatic act. Sometimes the only way to fight fire is with fire itself. They both sound so interesting. Although I think you would know better. You can decide. Whatever you say, my pet. Well, let's head to the... Okay, so we're crazy, but we're also trying to raise a crazy lover. I see. I think it'd be better for him to be charismatic, you know? Like, that's all... Physical's all well and good, but you'll get away with more things if you're able to convince everybody of things, you know? Like, violence, there's evidence, but you can manipulate people in secret. Let's go to the party. I think it's time for you to find some new friends. Parties are a fun way to get to know people. Oh, I don't know about that. I've never been good at parties. It's a college rite of passage and I'll be there with you. Don't worry, you can trust me. We are dating for life, aren't we? I'm pretty sure that's called marriage. Milo's face warms up. I can almost hear his heartbeat from here. For life? Well, yeah, but saying out loud is... You chuckle a bit. What a pure boy. Come on, my pet. Let's head to the venue. I promise it'll be worthwhile. Oh, we're going to a raver. Damn. We arrive in the venue, the lights flashing and the music blaring. Amongst a crowd, you see a red-haired girl dancing. Ah, Holly's here, huh? You smile. This couldn't be more perfect. Milo seems to flinch at all the stimulation he faces suddenly. Shh. It's okay, my pet. Let's head somewhere a bit more quiet. Taking his hand, you bring him to the back where the tables are. Here goes the first part of the process. Milo, could you do something for me? What is it? If it's anything to do with bugs, I don't know if I can. It's nothing like that, my pet. Soon you will meet some friends of mine. Oh, that sounds nice. It sure will be. There will be a point in the conversation where I'll ask you to agree with me. You won't know what I'm talking about, but I'll need you to play along. Alright, my pet? Milo seems to hesitate a bit before nodding. Oh, okay, I'm sure whatever it is you're making me agree to is... Don't worry, it's... Let's say a way for you to learn. You smile slightly to reassure him, but it seems to only worry him more. Actually, I want to give you something for our first date. You pulled out some clip-on earrings for him. Whoa, I've always wanted to try these. If you wear them now, we'll match. You point to the ones dangling on your ear. I'll put it on right away. Flips it on eagerly and smiles giddily. Does it look good? I can't even see it. Where is it? Where are your ears? Everything looks good on you, my pet. With that, you and Milo hurried to meet your friends. Yo, you finally made it? I was wondering if you were gonna bail on us. A girl with brown hair and what looks to be a grass skirt was waving to us frantically. Valley, what do you mean by bail on you? I would never do that. Sure, like you didn't do that last time. She huffs dramatically, before seeing Milo hiding behind you. Oh, is this your new boy toy? Cute, it's been a while. How long is this gonna last? A month? 6? My name is Milo. It's nice to meet you. Valley, I'm sure of all people know it's not good to talk about how long a partner is going to last. Besides, you cling onto his arm and you can feel Milo fidgeting and his body heating up again. Milo's going to be my future husband. Isn't that right, my pet? Yeah, that's right. My pet is my girlfriend. He seems like a bit different from the other ones you've dated. Don't you usually date more, scary people? No offense. So maybe you're right. I hope that you two have a long happiness together. She puts up her cups to cheer to our new relationship. Oh, I forgot to introduce the rest of the gang. Silly me. The short one is Desmond. He's got a nasty temper. And I'm gonna ruin you if you call me short again, Valley. Like I said, nasty. Still, it looks like you chose a decent person to date this time. Thank you? Let's try not to disappoint, alright? I'm not really fond of troublemakers. I'll take note. Finally, there's Steph. Or Seth. Seth, could you stop reading for a second? Do you have an interest in monsters or lore? Mun and hum. Okay. The answer is still no, Seth. He grumbles, then going back to his book. I would be interested... Really? Do you know about the monster of the forest? I heard that they kill innocents and are trying to get out. Oh, that's... He hesitates, but ultimately grips onto your arm strongly. He's not that interested, Seth. After all, the only thing Seth cares about is being killed by a monster that doesn't exist. They exist? How do you explain the idea that everyone that goes in never comes out? I don't know. Maybe they all fall into a pit or something, Seth. He grimaces, clearly annoyed at your lack of faith. Well, it's nice meeting you, Seth. Likewise. The conversation starts weaving and interconnecting, bouncing from topic to topic. Insects are the grossest, aren't they? What do they need so many legs for? The way they move is so... Ugh. Milo shudders, imagining an insect crawling around. Speaking of insects, I think she's here in this venue today. I saw her red hair the second I stepped in here. Valley grimaces when she mentions her, and the other two look away, not wanting to pry. I feel like this is a bad question, but, Holly, Valley and her used to date, but they haven't been on good terms. That's saying it lightly. She's the one who betrayed me, got me kicked out of my last university, and for what? Weren't you stealing data from the The point is she screwed me over. She should have kept her mouth shut. Speaking of which... well... Come on, tell me, don't bail out on information. You smile, feeding on Valley's love of gossip. I think Milo saw her yesterday giving a USB to someone. Based on his description, it sounds like it had a picture of a hula girl on it. What? She took the USB that got me kicked out and tried to sell it to someone? Luckily, it seems the deal didn't go well, and she still has it on her. Isn't that right, Milo? All eyes turn on him, and you can feel his panic from here. Casper, what are you... Remember what she told me, Milo? You are supposed to agree with me that you saw a girl with red hair and a green skirt try to give that USB to someone. Remember what you promised? He hesitates, but he seems to remember what you told him earlier. Earth to Milo? Now that I think about it, I did see a red-haired girl try to give the USB to someone, but I didn't know that was yours, so I... It's okay, Milo. There's no way that you would have known. But I did think that you deserved to know the truth, Valley. I mean, Holly did such awful things to you, and now... what a hypocrite. I was angry too when I saw her downstairs. Looking at Valley, it's obvious that she was beyond anger. She threw the chair aside and marched down the stairs. You motherfucker! Arguments started immediately, along with the screaming and sounds of glass breaking. But both Desmond and Seth ran down to try and calm her, and Milo tried to as well, but you stopped him. What? Milo, let's not deal with that mess right now, shall we? But what about... Don't worry, they can take care of it. As the fight below continued, you brought him into the hall to talk. That turned out well. It turned out even better than expected, to be honest. It took a while to plant that USB, but it's worth it if you get Milo exactly where you wanted him. Not to question you or anything, but why did you make me lie about that? I mean, if you didn't bring that up, Valley wouldn't be fighting, and... Isn't it wrong to spread rumors like that? Is it really rumors if it's the truth? Valley has been making excuses left and right to excuse Holly's behavior towards her. No matter how much she yammers about how much he hates her, she always had a soft spot for her. Angry about kicking her out, but never confronting her about it? Tragic. If it weren't for this, she probably would have never been able to snap out of it. But doing it like this is... Sometimes to get people to understand, we have to use unorthodox methods. He turns quiet, not knowing what to say. Towards people we like, towards people we hate. In the end, it doesn't really matter how we get there, it's the results that matters. You pat Milo's shoulder reassuringly. You did well, Milo. I'm proud of you. The best way to use information is for for your own benefit, right? To yours and those who you care about. Or to destroy someone like that bully of yours. The only way to fight fire sometimes is with fire. I mean, he'll never stop coming after you, you know. It's not wrong to protect yourself in this manner. He deserves it, doesn't he? Milo stops for a second, contemplative, then looks up at you with resolve. Please teach me, my pet. You smile. This is really turning out better than you planned. Oh wait, who's my pet? Is Milo calling us my pet, or are we calling him my pet? Because he called us pet this time. For a while, it's our favorite thing to do together. We hung out with different people, learning about them, watching how they interact with each other. Enough to build trust, enough to be let inside. And then destroy them under the guise of helping. We pinned people against each other and watched as they ruined themselves. We sowed conflict where there hadn't been any. You and Milo were always together, the two lovebirds that flew from wire to wire. Milo changed as well. He dressed more cleanly, talked more sweetly. He could always get in and out of conversation in a pinch. He was learning how to use information as a weapon. All was well for a while, at least until... Desmond had brought Milo over to the side to talk to him. You felt tense, worried that Desmond might undo all the hard work you did. So you decided to look for them. Walking around the venue, you heard Desmond's voice in an empty hall. You're a good guy, Milo. I could tell from the first moment we talked, but... Lately it feels like Casper has been leading you down the wrong path. It was just as you thought. Desmond was meddling in others' affairs again. Out of your friends, you had probably one of the stronger moral compasses. Always trying to do what's right. It was irritating. But jumping in now would be... You decided to continue listening. Why? How could you say something like that about her? Without her, I would be... Listen, it's just that Casper is the type who will get what she wants, no matter what. Whatever methods have to be used, whoever needs to be sacrificed. The person who ends justifies the means. What would she want from me, then? Desmond is silent, seeming to hesitate. I'm not sure. I doubt my pet would do such a thing. Although he sounds confident, you can feel his hesitation. Listen, I can't control what you do, but I think you should. Suddenly it's quiet. You must be whispering something to him. Ugh, this wasn't supposed to happen. You walk towards them as if looking for Milo, interrupting them. And what are you two whispering about? Oh, Casper. How long have you been there? I was just trying to find Milo since you guys were talking for so long. Why? Were you saying something I wasn't supposed to hear? Desmond looks away awkwardly as if he's been caught. It's nothing, my pet. He just had some questions for one of our classes. I'm gonna get going now. Before you can do anything, he scurries away like the rat he is. You turn to Milo, who seems to gaze at you intently. What did he really say to you, Milo? You aren't trying to... His voice trails off before smiling a bit. There's no way you are. You're perfect as is. You're not sure what to say. You feel like trying to pry will cause him to doubt you more. Can't have this one fail on you. Not when you put so much effort into shaping him. Before you can say anything, Milo pulls you by the hand back to the group. Before long, it seemed that Milo was avoiding you. Whenever you called out to him or saw him walking around the campus, he would run away. Started to jump group to group to avoid you. Yet surprisingly, it didn't seem that he had decided to end your relationship. Either way, whatever the rat said to him seemed to have worked. Are you two having a fight? Did something happen? It's nothing, it's just a silly disagreement. How annoying. If that's going to be the case, why not use it to your advantage? You were able to corner Desmond after class one day. Well, what do you want? I have extra credit work I have to do today. It's obvious you wanted to run, but you refused to let this mouse free. I just wanted to talk about Aya, and well, she might be in big trouble this time. His face twitched in worry. He hesitates, not sure if he wants to take the bait. Fine, but make it quick. You end up dragging him into an empty lecture hall. He seems extremely paranoid as he comes in. What's going on with my girlfriend? Let me guess, she ended up fist-fighting the professor. Again. Oh god, I didn't want to save. Thank you. Was that something that happened often? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Here, I just wanted you to look at this. You show him something on your phone and his eyes go wide with fear. Then anger. What do you want? Ah, we're finally getting somewhere. Let's clean up this mess that he started. Amongst a crowd of people, you see Milo in the center of it all. The Gosper is a perfect place to gain information. They laugh as he jokes around. Everyone's eyes are on him. Just as you had taught him. So somehow I ended up putting the lyrics on the paper and he still gave me full marks. They all laugh before Desmond walks into the crowd with a grimaced look on his face. Oh, hey Desmond, what are you... His sentence is cut off when he sees who Desmond brought with him. Sorry, Milo. He forced me to. He... The man that had been torturing him stands before him, his face smiling with sadistic glee. Ryan. Milo's charismatic facade drops. He turns back to the bully victim from before. Well, look who it is. He walks closer to Milo as he shirks away. My old friend. It's been a while. Ryan, what do you want? What do I want? I just want to hang out with an old friend is all. You know, after you abandoned us, I was really heartbroken, you know? I thought we bonded in our time together. But I understand. I mean, I'm surprised you're friends with so many people. Especially since you used to be quite the stalker in the day. Milo's face is pale. He panics as the other members whisper among themselves. No, it wasn't... Milo the stalker. I heard you followed that person around for how many days? And you even took a pair of their gym clothes. What are you doing with them, you perv? Disgusting. They made me do it. They pressured me and... Seriously though, does Casper know about this? Did you tell her? Were you so afraid she'd break up with you immediately? Can you imagine her face when they find out that their lovely, cute Milo is just a filthy pervert? Milo's at a loss of what to say. He curls up in a ball. I mean, I thought he was avoiding us. Does he really care? Please, just stop. No, don't act like that. I heard you've been avoiding your girlfriend. There's no way she'd come to save... Come to say who now? All eyes turn to you as you walk in, unfazed by Ryan's words. Ryan looks at you, clearly unimpressed. Oh, look at that. Your pet has come to save you. Did you feel pity for that guy after we broke up? That's pathetic, even for you. But it's not like I expected anything from you in the first place. You've always been so whiny. Clingy. Disgusting. Oh, was that just me? Ryan stiffens at your words. From what I recall, you were the one who was begging on the floor. What? That's stupid. Why would I? I'd be careful about the next words you say, Ryan. It would be terrible if everyone knew about that. Ryan goes silent. You can feel eyes darting from place to place. As for Milo, even if he did stalk some poor bastard in his past, what excuse do you have to talk down on him? As if you all are so pure-hearted and innocent. In fact, you turn to the rest of them. I know exactly the kinds of skeletons you all keep in your closet. The group looks around nervously, their faces filled with paranoia. So then, let's keep this conversation between us, alright? You turn to Ryan, and as you touch his shoulder, he flinches. Let's try not to stir up any more trouble, okay? His eyes dart around, but eventually Ryan walks away without a word. The group disperses, awkwardly trying to guard their own secrets, and you're left alone with Milo. Why did you come to save me? Well, I couldn't let my boyfriend be trampled on now, could I? Even if he's been avoiding me for a while. He freezes at your word, but you pet his head and reassure him. You know, I was really worried that I'd done something wrong. And I really missed you. The fact that my pet wouldn't even glance at me made my heart sink. Desmond told me to avoid you for a while, but I shouldn't have trusted him. I didn't know. Shh, it's okay, my pet. I forgive you. People out there may always betray you, but I will always come to save you, and you'll do the same, right? You're the only person I can trust. Yeah, from now on, I'll only trust you. You smile at his remark. We're back on track. Desmond was meeting up with you at Split Paths. Look, I brought Ryan like you told me to, so we're even now, right? You pull out your phone and delete the picture in front of him. There, all gone. Desmond looks relieved at the picture gone. Thank goodness, if I had found out. He really is naive, as if you didn't have a bunch of backups. Luckily you made it just in time. You won't let Milo escape. You really are horrible, you know. Everyone's going to find out about how horrible... Oh, are you sure about that? The secret was only the tip of the iceberg, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. Besides, I did you a favor. It's better not to make your girlfriend into your ex, right? I know the history you had in high school. Desmond seems to panic at the thought of it being exposed. I don't understand why you're doing all of this. Manipulating him into depending on you to this degree? Why would you do that? Everyone has a love they want, right? Some people are willing to settle with less, but I'm not that kind of person, so that's all there is to it. Let's not try to do that again, Desmond. Believe me. I'll make your life into a living nightmare if you pull something like that again. Before you can ask anything else, you walk away from him, satisfied. What has Milo gotten himself into? For a while, it seemed as if everything had died down. The drama that had occurred that day circulated for a bit, but it was quickly shut down. After all, how could kind, charismatic Milo ever do such a thing? Similarly, Desmond disappeared for a bit. Perhaps he was afraid of what happened. Perhaps he was afraid of you. Ryan had too after his public scolding hid away from the public eye. Ever since, Milo would never hesitate to praise you, to defend you. Because to him, you were his everything. You had saved him once again. And so, days went on as normal. Schoolwork, fun activities, some dates. Well, at least until one of the big projects for your class. It seems that Ryan has appeared again, and he's my partner for the big project. Milo fiddles with his earring a bit. While outwardly he looks uninterested, you can tell he's thinking deeply about something. Well, it's too bad that we can't get any dirt on him, huh? I mean, I'm sure I could find something that could destroy him for good. He smiles sideways, his eyes deep with vengeance. I mean, it seems you know what to say to make him stutter. Sure I do, but it won't stop him from coming after you for that long. And I'd like to have some surprises up my sleeve as well. That's a bit boring, my pet. As much as I'd love to destroy him in that way, my pet, I would like to actually pass this class, and this project is a huge part of my grade. So I guess we're both using the nickname for each other, which is a little weird, but okay. Good thing I didn't put victim, because then that would be weird. We'd both be calling each other victim, and that's a bit strange. So let's hold off of it for now, alright? Milo makes a slight sound with his mouth. Eh. But that's no fun, my pet. Can't we rattle him just a bit? If I can't get this project done well, then I won't be staying in this university anymore. Ryan's such a buzzkill. I was really hoping to discard what's left of that ego of his. I know you'd like to see him crumble too. Of course, I would love nothing more than to watch him writhe. However, we're supposed to be meeting up in the Cafe 15 to talk about what we're going to do. And I'd like for you to come just in case. Well, who knows if he'll pull something. He grins a little too wide and a little too happy at the situation. We are destined to be together. Isn't that right, Casper? You don't have a choice but to love me. The response sends shivers down your spine. You've trained him a little too well. I mean, what were we expecting? Isn't this what we wanted? As we walked in, we see Ryan sitting at one of the booths. His face twists from contempt to annoyance when he sees that Milo has entered with you. Strange, he's not in our group, is he? Milo and I are the package deal. Or are you jealous that you've suddenly become a third wheel? Ryan looks as if he's going to cause a scene, but Milo leans back casually. He strokes your hair and looks at him tauntingly. Were you going to do something to my lovely Casper? Ryan grits his teeth and sits back. Whatever, let's just hurry up and get this project finished. For the next couple of hours, you and Ryan planned out your project. The two of you ordered some food and drinks, seemingly chatting nonchalantly about what to do. But underneath it all, it felt like you were pointing knives at each other's throats. Well, it's not as if it wasn't a world we weren't used to, battling with words. Milo would scroll through his phone nonchalantly as we talked with each other. But it felt as if a part of him was always watching. As if finding a perfect moment of weakness. Scribbling down Ryan's ramblings, your spoon slipped and fell onto the ground. I'll get it for you, my pet. He ducks under the table and searches for a bit, before placing the pen on the table and lifting his head. Your spoon, my wonderful girlfriend. He looks at Ryan and smirks condescendingly. Ugh, this lovey-dovey crap makes me want to barf. His hand taps on the table a bit before looking at his phone. His eyes dart around for a second before standing. Well, I got a jet. See you losers later. Grabbing his backpack, he leaves the two of us alone. Finally. You chug down the glass of water after he leaves and slams it on the table. Tastes bitter, like your disgust for him. He didn't even pay his portion of the bill, that lowlife. I'm tracking him right now. He's not that far. In fact, we might get some more money out of him with these pictures I found. Fun, but let's save that for later. You might find out you've been tracking him, and you might turn off his location. Sighing, you fork over the money and you and Milo head back. Let's walk back to the dorms. I have to get some stuff before the next class. Milo smiles and holds your hand as you walk. But as you walk, something doesn't feel right. You start to falter, your legs feeling weak and... Oh, did he drug us when we, like, ducked under the table for a second? My pet! Oh no, everything goes dark. You wake up staring at the ceiling of your dorm, laying on the bed. Milo's stroking your hair gently as you sleep. My pet, you'll be okay, right? You look so peaceful sleeping. I wish I could look at you for an eternity. He touches his hair and he looks at you, his eyes wide with shock. He hugs you suddenly, clinging onto you. You're okay! His arms tighten as if ever afraid to let you go. Ah, my pet, what happened? You passed out suddenly after we left the cafe. Did I now? You recall Ryan tapping his fingers against the table. His eyes were darting to the glass. Oh, I see what happened. That snake really has it out for me, huh? Wow, how totally unexpected. I knew he was up to something. That's weird. Milo was watching the whole time. How would he not notice that? I feel like Milo put Ryan up to it or something. I think he's now making Ryan do things to us. He grits his teeth and I can hear them grind against each other. Now, my pet, you'll hurt yourself that way. You caress his head and he leans into your hand. Cute. It seems that Ryan must have drugged me. Ah, must have been the water. Dropping my spoon was the perfect opportunity for him to do so. How oddly clever for him. It should have been me. I should have been the one who was drugged. Clenches onto the bedsheets and his grip causes him to shake. Disgusting. He really doesn't know when to leave it alone, huh? Well, he should be given a taste of his own medicine. You tap your forehead as you think. What would make Ryan suffer more? Drugging him would be ample payback. You do have access to the chemistry lab. Watching Ryan shudder as his body collapses on himself as he did to you would be entertaining. Or maybe he might have other secrets he's hiding. He might see it coming if we attempt to drug him back. Perhaps Milo's past of stalking might be a benefit to us after all. Choices. Milo looks at you eagerly to make your decision. Best way to get payback. I mean, I don't know. An eye for an eye? Or... I mean, we're already kind of stalking him. We've got his location written down or whatever. Or we're like, we have it on our phone. I don't know. Following someone for, like, just following someone around all day sounds kind of boring. So let's just drug him. It's to drug him back. Wouldn't it be fun to give him a taste of his own medicine? Drugging him. My, that does sound fun. Think of all the applications I could use it for. Playing with your strengths is a good thing, my pet. Won't it be fun to learn about such things on our little study date? Oh, are you asking me out so soon? He teases you, but you can see that he's giddy about the idea. Well then, shall we have fun on our date? Let's get going then. Despite your wobbly legs, you feel exhilarated at the thought of Ryan's face with fear. You walk out of the dorm room and Milo follows suit. You walk with Milo to a seemingly quiet part of the campus. Unlocking an abandoned lab, Milo trails in behind you. Since when did you have access to this lab? Since a very kind professor saw my interest and decided to give me access. Ah, so you took it off of someone then, huh? Can't pull the wool over your eyes then, huh? Are you disappointed in me, Milo? Takes your hand and kisses up your arm. How can I ever be disappointed in you, my pet? You're the one who saved me from Ryan. So now I'll be the one who'll save you. No matter what. Waltzing into the lab, the beakers and other glass tubes stood watching us. Well then, let's get started. You think back at what it felt when you were drugged. When you were drugged. Dizziness and a bit of drowsiness. The way you did it so fast and the fact that you couldn't see it in the water. Looks like that bastard learned from before and actually made a proper dosage of GHB. He's done this before? You're right, you weren't here last year. There were a couple of deaths due to overdosing on drugs. Lots of students were thrown in jail, but there were rumors that Ryan was the one behind it all. You could you could still recall Ryan's face when he got accused. It wasn't the face of someone that was innocent. Milo laughs sharply, interrupting your train of thought. Then he's really getting what he deserves then, huh? I can't wait. Don't be so hasty. I wouldn't want you to get hurt, my pet. You hand him over some safety goggles and he puts them on. Do I look good? Very. He giggles, happy with the compliment. Now then, shall we start? GHB is probably the most common one. We have the ingredients already. Luckily, you had experience with it before and knew what to do. With the materials here, it seemed that it would be rather easy to make. I've also always wanted to make chloroform as well, though it might not be that good in this situation. I suppose it would be different than in the movies. You might as well suffocate them with how long that would take. Unfortunately, I still need him alive for the project. Maybe next time then? His voice sounded like he was joking, but his eyes told a different story. Maybe for fun, I'll show you how to make it in a bit. You pull out a silicone packet you had taken from the seaweed you had eaten earlier. I'll have to check if it's enough, but ketamine is fun to make as well. And as for this, you pull out another packet from your pocket. Seems like it's pretty easy to get roiphenol, if you can pretend you need it for anxiety. You sure have very varied interests. Oh, is there some hesitation I hear, my pet? It was a joke. You know I only have admiration for you. Just thinking about Ryan's face after he realized what he's done is so... He drools hungrily. Tantalizing. You stretch out, prepared to teach Milo the ropes. Shall we? For a couple of days, you and Milo would sneak inside the labs. You had to be careful to clean up afterwards, but considering how secluded the lab was, nobody ever came in. Milo, as usual, was a fast learner, and he picked up everything naturally. At the same time, you and Ryan finished a project together. You had convinced Ryan to have a drink once the both of you had finished. A perfect opportunity. Oopsies, not again. How surprising. I guess we're almost done. I guess since we're almost done, he wants to celebrate early. I'll be a bit more careful this time, and you hold out some white powder to show Milo. Get a bit of vengeance too, then, Well, Milo, are you coming with? I'll need backup in case something goes wrong while we're talking. Actually, if you don't mind, may I do the honors? You tilt your head inquisitively. He wants to talk to Ryan? What a surprise. Are you sure, my pet? It would be terrible if a repeat of last time happened. I'd rather you not get hurt. I won't let him get the best of me this time. I promise you, my pet. You see his eyes filled with determination. You can't seem to say no to it. Alright, Milo, as you wish. We arrived at the bar that Ryan had invited us. Hey, it's... His fake smile dropped as he saw that Milo had joined you. You too. You looked at him condescendingly. Sorry, did you not think that I would bring him? I thought it would be just us two, you know? Because we actually worked on the project. Oh, well, sorry about that. He smiled in a fake manner and then he glares at Milo. Milo doesn't even look at him as he scrolls through his phone. Ryan glares at him and turns to you. Ryan drops down closer to you and whispers, Casper, don't you think this is too much? I mean, all of this for him? I'm not sure that I like what you're trying to say, Ryan. Ryan looks up suddenly to hear Milo laughing while looking on his phone. Never mind. Whenever you ever listen to me anyways. So, I mean, it sounded like, from before the conversation, sounds like me and Ryan used to date or something, maybe? But he seems to also know that we're, like, also trying to turn Milo into, like, a weird, I don't know, obsession guy. So, does that mean, like, we have, like, a lot of people around town that we've tried to make our obsessive boyfriend before? I don't know. Never mind. When have you ever listened to me anyways? It'll end up badly, you know? Thanks for the warning. But I know what I'm doing. He turns to the bartender to call for our drinks. How nostalgic. It seems you still remember my favorite. Well, yeah, I'm not a monster. The barkeep taps our drinks onto the counter and we cheer to finishing our project. To us, and another year of our professors torturing us. He puts a glass to his lips. But before Ryan could drink, Milo slugs his arm over his shoulder. What are you doing? Oh, this is... I just want to thank you so much for helping my girlfriend with this project. After all, you really saved her grade, and I can't thank you enough. Despite how friendly his words seemed, there was an aftertaste of malice. Though it seemed like Ryan didn't pick up on it. Oh, that? Pfft, it was nothing. Though that's not the reaction I was expecting. You planning something? Milo makes a quick expression of anger before snapping back to his cheerful facade. What are you talking about? Do I look like the type to hold grudges? Actually, yes. I mean, I can't be mad at Galaxy Wars fan. What? You watched that too? Of course, what person wouldn't? In fact, there was a new preview earlier today. Really? Show me. Milo pulls up the preview and lets Ryan watch it on his phone, and uses the other hand to slip something into his drink. He winks at you mischievously before stirring it slightly as the preview ends. Tch, these previews are too short. Unfortunate, right? Guess we have to wait for the next one. Ah, but I shouldn't be interrupting your time together, so I'll just sit way over there. Watching. He smiles as he walks away, but it leaves shivers down Ryan's spine. He looks at the drink, and hesitantly looks at you. What's the matter, Ryan? Let's drink to our success. Right. Oh, he totally knows. He looks at it again, then closes his eyes and chugs it. He taps the glass on the table and walks off. Oh, where are you going, friend? I have class. Really? What was it that you used to say? That going to class is a waste of time? To say it nicely, that is. Why don't you just stay? His eyes flash a dangerous expression and Ryan looks towards you. Milo, let's let him go. Just seeing his ugly face is enough to make me puke. You cling onto Milo's arm and his face changes to an expression of adoration. Plus, if we leave now, then we can spend more time together, right? You trace your finger on his chest as Milo's eyes are fixed in worship on you. Ryan slips out the back. My pet, why didn't you just say so? Huh? Where did that rat go? Ryan go? Still focusing on him instead of me? He looks back at you, gleeful. No, of course not. You're my entire world. My everything. Then you shouldn't even so much as think about another person. Understand? Come now, Milo. Let me buy you a drink. You did such a good job. Dragging his attention away from Ryan, you meet Milo's gaze. You just wanted him to look at you. And only you. And so college life went on as normal. Whenever you saw Ryan, he'd hurriedly walk towards the opposite direction. And Milo. He started to invite you out for drinks more often. He said that he wanted to get to know you more. But you knew that wasn't the truth. Every now and then you'd see him putting something in your drink. It was cute, thinking that he could hide it from you. Really, it was. It made you proud that he had taken your lessons to heart. So you drank it nevertheless. The kind of glee he had whenever you did was entertaining, and you slowly felt weaker. Milo would fade in ignorance, asking you if you were okay. You must be studying too much. Let me take care of you. And you'd be brought over his dorm for him to nurse you. Slowly, you started taking care of other things like your meals, your things. You weren't allowed to do certain things, so Milo would simply get anything you wanted. Hand and knee anything you wanted or needed. Comforting, yet restricting. A cat playing with his prey. It is really fun being the mouse, isn't it? It was at least an entertaining game to you. At least, it is to you. That's why you created this game. Perfect. And so, for a while, nothing else out of the blue went on. It was always just you and Milo. Milo's smooth charade never seemed to dim. He smothered you with love. Almost too much. Your body seemed to have regained its strength again. How annoying. It seems regardless of what you do, he would never push onwards himself. Despite him simply blowing air about how much he wanted you, it just wasn't enough. Isn't it time to take action then? To finally make him what you wanted to be? What you wanted him to be. Sorry. Just one final push. He was walking around campus waving to people as he passed by. He kept looking at you, smiling. You want to say something, my pet? Milo stopped for a second and cocked his head. How could I live without you, my pet? You've made me into something completely different. I'm so happy. Not only do people finally notice me, but they don't treat me like some gum they found on their shoe. He hugs you suddenly, shaking. Ah, how could I ever part from you? If you were to leave. He looks at you again. I'll make sure I'm the only one you'll ever see. There's no way we would part, right? You breathe that slowly as you hear his words. I mean, to give him one final push, we have to make it feel like we might leave, right? So we're breaking up right now, right? We have to make him go completely. Ah, poor, simple Milo. His fate was sealed for good. Just one more push. I wish that were true, Milo, that we could be together until our graves. But let's be honest. Here, my pet. Do you really think that will happen? Do you really think I would never break up with you? Milo. Why? Why? I did everything right. I wanted to be together. My pet, what did I do wrong? Did I make you angry, or was I too clingy? Whatever it was, I'll fix it. I'll do anything. I'll change the way I look, the way I act. Did you prefer the pathetic me? I could go back to that. No, did I not take care of you enough? I get it. All the things I did. I should have practiced more. I understand. How could filth like me properly compare to someone like you? Milo. I can't go back to what it was. If you leave, they'll just hurt me again. Living every day as if the next didn't matter, wondering why I even bothered to live. Oh, yeah, I can't. Please, please. Milo. Your own snap caused Milo to flinch. It was the first time you had ever raised your voice at him. I don't want to leave you. I want to be with you until death do us part. But time is not kind to us. We could drift apart or fight. No, we won't. Then what about those around us? Do you think they won't try to tear us apart? You lean close to him, next to his ear. My pet, it's the world around us that wants to take us apart. They're always planning, scheming, watching us fall apart. Don't you see? There's no way to escape it. You lean back, closing your eyes as if contemplating. Well, maybe there is a way. Milo's eyes light up and he leans closer to you. What is it? Whatever it is. I refuse to let them take us. You cocked your head slightly. The final push. The only way for us to stay together forever is... What do we say? Do we want him to be a complete and utter murderer? But I don't know what to protect me entails. How would he protect me? If we say get rid of them, then I think that means we'll still have, like, slight bit of freedom to at least leave a room. I'm thinking if we tell him to protect us, then he's locking us in the basement somewhere so no one can ever find us. But if we say to get rid of them, then I think we'll be able to still, like, exit a building, you know? Let's say get rid of them. The world is a cruel place, isn't it, my pet? All this rot that tries to tear us apart. Then, there's only one thing for you to do. Destroy them all. When they're all gone, then I will be yours. And just like that, Milo's eyes had changed. You weren't sure, but it felt like a haunting red. Ready to pick them off one by one. Milo, you understand what I mean, right? I'm sure if it ever comes to that, you'll know what to do. Of course, my pet. It's all so clear now. The only way to save you is to get rid of all those that oppose us. I wonder what would be easier. Dragging the cafeteria food or just the water supply? You can't help but smile happily at the results. My, the next part will be fun. It had taken you a while to track him down properly, but there he was, in your line of sight. You walked up to him quietly. You're still alive? Holy crap. Ryan. You flinched at your voice and started to back away. What do you want from me? We're done. Done, you hear me? I already sent transfers to another college, so... Aw, Ryan, what are you so afraid of? That Milo might come after you? His face was full of nothing but rage towards you. You were the one who forced me to bully him, to do all those things. Are are you talking about, Ryan? I never said that. Or at least, you have no proof. Seriously, Casper, haven't you done enough already? All this training for Milo. Getting me to bully Milo so you could swoop in. Do you think you're some kind of savior or something? You taught him how to drug me, trying to befriend me so I wouldn't notice. I don't know what to think about what happened that next day. Just leave me alone. I did everything you asked, right? He smiled slightly as he snapped at you. All of this is your fault. Why those people died, why I'm still in this situation. I wish you would just die. Leave me alone. Please don't make yourself into such a saint. Weren't you the one who wanted to prank all of those people, even though you knew it was dangerous? And who was the one who shifted the blame to others so you wouldn't be jailed? Don't you think it's the least you could do after you cheated on me? Come on, just admit it. You were the one who resigned yourself to this punishment. You have no one to blame but yourself. You refused to break up with me. I didn't want to be with you anymore, He's hyperventilating from the stress. It was a joy to watch him struggle. Just like when you were together with him, it was so entertaining to watch him flounder about. Watching him cry, watching him beg. Forcing him to go through such lengths to get rid of you. When you got bored of him, you tricked him into cheating with someone. He was never your perfect love in the first place. Never would have been. The only hope for failures like that is to crush them to dust. Fine, you win. He stops for a second, not believing what he heard. What? You're right, you did what I asked to. And I promised I would let you go. His eyes tell you he doesn't believe you. He knows you far too well. Well, after this one thing. I knew there was a catch. You pulled out a USB and Ryan's eyes widened with fear. Is that... It is the last piece of evidence that proves that you were the one who killed those people. It would be a shame if it went into the wrong hands. Ryan lunged at you, desperately trying to grab the USB from your hands, but you dodged him. Ha, that's the spirit. Give it to me. Give it to me. I will. Pry it from my hands. Fight me if you have to. Take it from me, and it's all yours. Without another word, Ryan tackles you to the ground. He tried to swipe the USB over and over again. You struggled to move with his weight on you. He took the USB with ease. Finally. Oh boy, if Milo sees Ryan on top of us, he is not going to take this very well. Before he could celebrate any longer, though, here it comes. Milo had grabbed his wrist. With a cold smile, he asked a simple question. Finally what, Ryan? Ryan went pale seeing Milo's smiling face loom over him. It's nothing, Milo. Nothing at all. He croaked out an unconvincing lie. Then if that's the case... Milo leaned in only inches away from Ryan's face. I would appreciate it if you never talked to my girlfriend again. Milo lets go of his wrist, and as he shakes, Ryan runs away without turning back. He turns to you next. My pet, what were you two talking about? He said it with a slight smile, but there was a coldness to it. It seems he wanted to take me back, to use me as some sort of toy again. But no matter how much I said no, he refused to let go. Thank goodness you showed up. All lies, of course, but Milo ate it up as if it were the words of his god. He smiled, eyes widened with an unsettling grin. I see. Then I'm glad I was able to save you then, my pet. Please don't worry. I'll make sure that something like this will never happen again. A quiet declaration with the red burning in his eyes. Ever since Ryan ran away, Milo seemed to have been engrossed with a new hobby. As much as he tried to find out what he was doing, it seemed that he was very secretive about it. Oh, are you trying to find out what your present is going to be? It's a surprise for a reason, he would say in a sing-song manner, happy to see you were so interested. He kept his gift under wraps, always checking his phone as if he was watching and waiting for something. Humming happily as he continued to scroll through his phone. He would always talk about how excited he was to gift it to you, how much you would love it. Until finally, he was finished. As a surprise, he blindfolded you and brought you somewhere secret. I'm so excited. I hope you'll like all of my hard work. Unveiling your eyes to behold, you stood in awe of what you saw. For a second you thought that there was a person sitting in the chair in front of you. But as you leaned closer, you saw what it really was. A giant jointed doll, an exact replica of Ryan. The skin, the eyes, the clothes, they all looked exactly like him. Milo, this is amazing. How did you make him look so convincing? Oh, I just had some very good references, let's say. He smiled happily, proud at the praise you had given him. You inspected the doll closer. It was so lifelike. How did he... Ah, you realized immediately. The eyes were moving. Oh. The pupils dilated and expanding as if you were trying to communicate. The face seemed wet as if crying. I thought you, like, murdered him and, like, stuffed him, but he's still alive? Did he just sew his... But he said it had joints. Did he, like, take him apart and put some other pieces on him? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Milo leaned closer to you. I'm sorry, though, my pet. I actually ended up selling this one to a collector. I hope you're not too mad. You looked back at him and gave him a smile. No, of course not, my pet. How could I be mad at you? As an apology, I'll make as many dolls as you like. Any friend, foe, classmate, professor? I can make anyone into a doll for you. Anyone you want. Oh, how generous. You know, I was just thinking. I'd like a nice doll of Desmond. Oh, don't you think it would be a nice gift for his girlfriend? I think she would be thrilled at that kind of surprise. If that's what you wish. Who am I to deny, my pet? You stared into his eyes. What a beautiful masterpiece you had made. A perfect doll maker. Just for you. Any person could become your doll, to break or to destroy. To make them cry of joy or fear. How delightful. Your hard work has spawned into something so wonderful. Now you have your one and only perfect love. A doll's love, and wonderful, beautiful. I think there's a lot of endings though. Can I see them? Oh god. Return, return. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 endings. But I think we will stop here for now. So that was really cool. I have no idea how you're going to be able to get 8 endings from this. I feel like there weren't that many choices, but I don't know. Maybe things change depending on what you call for nicknames, or maybe, I don't know. Maybe that's just... Yeah, I guess if you pick different routes, there are bound to be other multiple choices, so I guess, yeah, never mind. Never mind, but yeah, that was really cool. I didn't anticipate dolls being the answer for this one. I thought we were gonna just, like, kill everybody or something. Like, when he said he was poisoning the water supply, I thought, like, he was about to kill everybody who lived in this world, basically. So I'm surprised that there were people left for him to kill and turn into dolls. Did he actually kill anyone then? I mean, he must have, right? Maybe it was just an unimportant people, because I still... Like, all of our friends were still alive. I don't know. But yeah, that's all for this time, so let me know what you think of the game down in the comments below, and if you want me to do another ending, and I will see you in the next video. This is Casper Kuma, over and out!